All right, welcome everybody. We're back here in the Your Little Castle's portable studio. This is a studio we have in just one of our old facility rooms that we could record in, and it's a very tight and compact area. That's why we had expanded a larger studio we have on the second floor of our facility. But we're testing our mobile setup that we have, and so with that, I've got my good friend Tracy here. Tracy, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I sense some sarcasm in your voice there. Tracy's a little worn out. She's been working overtime. She is a hard worker. So with that, I'm going to share with you guys a little bit of the excitement I've got going on because we know that the home opener is coming up. So the home opener is exciting, and the Blues are what we're going to talk about first because the Blues have been doing a great job this year with regard to setting up for next year, right? Tracy, tell everybody, if you would, real quickly, what are you excited about for the Blues for next year?
I don't know. It's hard. I mean, it's all about the deadline, the trades, and who we get. I don't know. I know some hockey. I don't know as much about hockey as I do baseball. So, I mean, the Blues have been all right. I mean, we won a cup. We were like back in 2019 before COVID. I mean, we were down like how many points in games, and we turned around and won the championship and won the cup. So you just never know. Just like baseball, you never know. Or in football, it's all about who gets good at the right time. But I don't know. Hockey's a fun sport too. I don't nearly get into hockey as much as I do baseball. I mean, I can talk hockey somewhat, but I don't know. It's hard to say for the Blues next year. I mean, we traded three good players. Not saying that maybe O'Reilly won't come back at some point, maybe, but Pujols and intending to come back and play with the Cardinals again. It's just all about who we can get, and it's all about age too. I mean,
Sure. So not so many teams are going to last forever. They've got to have
yeah,
you've got to have the young talent out there. So we look forward to the Blues picking up some of that talent. But when it comes down to it, you got to have the squad, the synergy. The Coach Berube is Ben Ruby, Berube. There's my buddy Smash. His last name is Berube or Ben Ruby. I get the two mixed up.
I mean, he's been a good coach. He's coached a couple other hockey teams, hasn't he, in the past? I mean, or he's been how long has he been with the Blues now? Like,
Well, since 2019,
yeah, like at
we
least 4 or 5 years. But he coached other teams, and he like the Sharks or even the Blackhawks, I think, at some point, maybe. But
we'd have to look that up because historically he I think he was doing some minor league stuff and some assistant coach stuff, but as it stands right now, head coach for the Blues and took over early on the season that year. Remember we ended up out of town. Tracy and I traveled together
mm-hmm.
sometimes, and they ended up winning the Stanley Cup while we were on a cruise ship. So we
for
said we had to be on a cruise ship. I'm like, I don't want to be on a cruise ship, but we thought the Blues for sure weren't going to be in the playoffs, right, Tracy?
sure. Right. And then we happened to be on a cruise ship with a bunch of Boston fans because they beat the Boston Bruins. Which, don't get me wrong, the Bruins have won a couple cups in the past, and they're one of the original 6 or 8 or 10 hockey teams that ever played the game. You got the Blackhawks, where I grew up in Chicago for 30 years. You got the Red Wings, Detroit Red Wings. Who was one? Also, there's like original 6-10 or whatever they call it. There's a couple other ones up there, but New York
Well,
Rangers, I think.
you do have a lot of good teams that have come together over the years, and when you end up having such an exciting year, and a coach that kind of came from nowhere, a lot of people say, and brought the Blues around to win the Stanley Cup, you keep him
Mm-hmm.
around for a little while. So with that, we'll switch over and have a little discussion about the Cardinals home opener coming up this week, Thursday. We're a Tuesday night. We got Wednesday, Thursday. Cardinals at home against the Toronto Blue Jays. That's going to be rather exciting. So, Tracy, tell us a little bit about why you're excited about that.
Testing me. Miss Sports Fanatic, I guess you're testing me,
Yep.
but making sure I pay attention. I don't know. The Cardinals are. It's like a national holiday in St. Louis, a big, huge baseball city. Some people, like myself, requested off of work because it's like a national paid day off. Bleed red and Cardinal Red Nation. But I think it's going to be fun. I mean, I think the Cardinals are going to do quite well this year. I mean, unfortunately, losing Pujols, we still got Wayno back. He's going to be out for the first month or so, but we need him later in the season. Got Flaherty. He'll be all right. Who was some other pitchers?
Yeah, Mikolas.
Yeah, Mikolas.
Mikolas is he'll be back, and he just came out of the WBC World Baseball
Mm-hmm.
Championship and
And then
pitched
we got
well
the new
there.
guy. What's the new guy that we're getting? Walker or
Right, Jordan Walker.
Jordan Walker.
Just made the official squad.
Yeah.
I watched a little video that one of my buddies is one of the photographers for the Blues. I'm sorry, for Cardinals and Blues, but mostly Cardinals. And they had a private video. I guess somebody set up a camera to announce the private meeting. You can see it. They filmed it, and there was Jordan Walker sitting with Ali, the manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, and he broke it to him and says, "You've really been able to adapt to high level pressure and not overreact. Not he was able to handle it." He says that was a big indication of the quality of what you want from Mighty, who's a big leaguer. And he announced to him, and there was another coach in the room. I couldn't tell who it was. And he said, "And so there, you're coming up with the big league team." So pretty neat little rendition there, and something exciting for the Cardinals because I think Jordan probably will be the replacement for Albert Pujols. Some people say he's going to start in the outfield. Other people thought he's going to DH. So Tracy, what do you think about all that?
I think it's a big exciting times to have some new faces. I mean, the Cardinals always do quite well, whether they're old players or new players. I mean, even getting I can never say his right Cortez. What's his name?
Who are you talking about?
They used to be an ex-Cubby, Cortez, a new
Oh,
catcher.
Wilson Contreras. Yeah.
Contreras. Sorry, I'm not even saying
That's
that
Contreras.
right.
Yeah.
Contreras.
Wilson
sorry.
is going to be excited because he's replacing
Yachty.
Who did he replace?
Yachty Molina. Yachty Molina.
Yeah. So Yachty and
so
Albert.
He's playing some big roles, and it's going to be a hard competition to beat up on Yachty Molina, but he'll hopefully be pretty good second backup. I mean, he was pretty good for the Cubbies, so.
A backup. Now, a lot of people argue that he will out-hit Yachty recently anyway. Yachty for years did hit really well in high 200s, low 300s, I think, close to low 300s. I don't know if he ever averaged that long over the entire season, but last year he was down to low 200s. And just you could tell he was kind of getting worn out. Catching is the most difficult position, wears on the body more than just about any other position, obviously. And so I guess he was at 40 years old, and so that's enough. Albert out at 41, I think, and Waino's still going. Pitcher a little less strain on a pitcher, but they say this might be Waino's last year. Somebody announces if it was his last year, and I don't know for sure that is the case. But overall, what do you expect from these Cardinals, Tracy? What do you think was going to happen?
I don't know why you're putting me to test for all this. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Hopefully we'll have a pretty average team this year and make the playoffs. Let's hope. Let's pray. I don't know. I mean, we have in all the other previous years, Cardinals are always a pretty good team. We get a lot of a lot of people like hit us or bash on us, but they don't like us because they do, but they don't because they know we're such a huge baseball city. I mean, I think all about the love of the game is all about the crowds and the attendance. I mean we're in your top 5 baseball parks to sell out on them, or not even quite sell out, but to have 20-something thousand on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night during the week. I mean, some baseball teams, like, I don't know which one to pick, like the Cincinnati Reds are lucky if they get 10,000 in there. I mean, it just depends on, I think that has a lot to do with it, so.
Well, very true, very well said, and there are just a lot of people that think that the Cardinals may contend a little bit this year because, you fill in with Jordan Walker, you pick up Contreras, and it's really a matter of the pitching a lot of times. Waino out a little bit, but we got Flaherty back, Mikolas, and then a long list of other guys to fill in that 3, 4, 5, and middle relief and closer.
They call it regrouping, whatever you want to call it.
Well, every year it seems that the Cardinals are going to end up having to regroup. All right, everybody.
Teams have to regroup.
Yeah, well, we appreciate everybody staying tuned with us a little bit here. We want to bring to you guys a lot more of the excitement that is out there because there's so much that is going on. And with that, we'll finish up our little interview here, and hopefully you guys enjoy that and stay tuned for some more excitement here. This is Your Little Castle Cardinal Cowboy rendition, and we're pretty excited to start the season here.
Go Cardinals.
Go Cardinals. Giddy up.